Hello, and welcome to another episode of What Do You Call It podcast. I'm your host, GB. It's been a while, I know, and I apologize. Bank holiday, things going on, but I am back. And for those of you that do follow me on Twitter, will see that I just made the list. And to celebrate, I think I'll be having a little bit of the bubbly. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, feel free to give me a follow on the Bird app in my social media handles in the description below. Cheap plug. My guest knows about that. We had a little talk about it, a little laugh, but we're not here to talk about that. Today's guest is the Lion King, the main event. We will be asking the meaning behind that. I love it, though. I love it. Please give up Charlie Brennan. How you doing today, mate? You all good?
I'm really good. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem at all, mate. No problem at all.
How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I can't really complain. Works all right. It's
Mhm.
half term, so that means it's a bit easier for me personally. So
Lucky.
all good. I mean, I won't go into too much details what I do, but when it's half term and school holidays, it just makes it that much easier for me and a bit quieter. But then I can have more interview time, like I am with you, which is awesome.
That's true.
Before I do rewind the clocks, like I normally do with this podcast, what got you into wrestling, what made you a fan, we will get into that. But because I've had all the members of this stable on the podcast, I think you know I'm going to mention VGS, the Violent Gentleman Society. You have had many encounters with them, including a gentleman's gauntlet match, a gentleman's code match, and trios matches. So I'd like to begin this chat by asking you, how have you found the stable inside the ring and outside the ring?
They're just a bunch of knobs, aren't they? Not too fair.
That's it. Just want the knobs. Oh, Tommy doesn't like that.
Too fair. They're all sound outside the ring.
But they know they're not
started,
well. They do know that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like embrace it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They do that so well. It started in September 2021, I want to say, at Wrestle Island. It was Wrestle Island's first show back after lockdown.
Yep.
And I was in a tag match or 6-man. I want to say 6-man. It was me, James Reed, and Chocolate Thunder. And then after the match, the VGS made themselves known. And yeah, attacked me. And then we kind of wrestled for like a year and a half, which was very long and painful. But
yeah, saw that, man. Like I actually just seen some of the matches, and I have to say, I mean, it was a battle, but they will do whatever it takes to get the victory, and I've noticed that. Would you ever be tempted to join VGS?
I've been asked this many of times.
Have you? I didn't know. Spill the beans.
Have you know? No. No, I wouldn't. They're not really nice people. I'm a nice person, I think. And,
they would actually probably say right now what you're saying is actually compliments. They would be like, "Oh, thank you. Stop it. We know we're not nice people. I know. Stop it."
What's definitely outside the ring, they are some of the best people to work. I really enjoyed them. Because even it came up on my memories actually. I think it was like a year ago yesterday. I wrestled Casey and Christy in a 2-versus-1 match.
Oh, was that the gentleman's gauntlet match?
No, the gentleman's gauntlet match was I forget what these names are called, but it was one that
just we threw in the gentleman in front of everything. Yeah. It's branding, though. I dig it.
Yeah, me and Tommy had this match. It was like the final match, where the loser. How do I word this properly? So to lose the match, your cornerman needed to throw in the towel.
Yeah.
So Tommy had Mr. Williams, and I had Big Papa Peter Blackham. And that was a really fun final blow-off match. I think that's a match both me and Tommy were really proud of. And yeah, it was just a good day in the office that day. Plus, I beat him too, finally. Nice. Only took a year, but I got there.
It's like that Tommy Dreamer and Raven feud. Like, took him like 2 years to get that victory. That victory must have been so sweet for you to finally just knowing like or the obstacles you had to go through, especially the matches and the outside and KC Payne, Chris
Yeah.
Brennan. I mean, the other two hadn't joined yet. I could be Stacey
No.
might have been there, might be wrong with that one, but
Yeah.
just and then you finally did it.
Mhm.
What I do want to ask you though, do you think you'll have your own stable? I know you've been in tag teams and you've teamed up with
Yeah.
people. Would you be interested? I'm not saying it's going to have to be like a copy of Violent Gentleman Society, but if you had to do your own stable, your own faction, tell me some wrestlers that you would be interested in recruiting. If you could pick like 3 or 4.
Okay. So that's a good
Proper put you
question.
on the spot here, I? Proper put
I
you.
know. I'll have to do me, Dan Evans,
Mufasa.
Mufasa, Simba can also join too. Nala, why not? She can be a laugh. But basically, I'd have anyone with long hair.
Anyone with long hair.
Yeah, just so we can be the Lion Kings.
I will go into that, and I want you to explain to me a bit more detail because you actually come up with what's it, King for a Day?
I just can't wait to be king.
And the last great song by the way with Simba, and
Thank you.
But we'll get onto that. So let's rewind the clocks. I had to ask you about the VGS. I mean, I'm quite surprised by the way that you've been asked those times, but not been tempted even that sweet VGS merch money. I mean, I've tried to get myself an interview. But we're in talks at the moment. It's pending. If people want to know.
Like I said, they were a bunch of knobs.
Yeah, I'm like, the money can ease that, mate. Give me a phone, man. I'm smart. Nah, that's fine. That's fine. You've got your principles. I respect that. Me, I'd send out my mum for like a tenner. Like I'm done. Betrayal. But that's some rework. I just said I'm gonna fuck my mum for a tenner. That in England, that's just not gonna sound great. Love you, mum. Anyway, rewind the clocks. What got you interested in
moving on swiftly?
So sorry.
You motherfucker.
She won't listen to this. There's been one episode she listened to. What got you into wrestling in the first place, and what made you a fan? Was it like a specific moment, or just what were some of your earliest memories?
So I think it would have been around about. This is gonna make everyone feel so old. I think this would have been about 2008, 2009, when Pontons, like the holiday camps, like the Pontons and Butlins and stuff. Yeah. They had like a show ongoing. They had a show there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there for the weekend. I wasn't a wrestling fan, but I just seen on like the weekend schedule that like wrestling was on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So then that kind of got me excited. So I went there, and you know what? They're only like an hour, maybe an hour and a half shows. Especially back in the day. Yeah,
but they're very you've got your baby faces and you've got your heels. The kids go nuts for the baby face, and the kids go, crazy against the heels. And it's a nice setup. It's a family show. In case Americans might get confused, but it's very popular. They're still very popular now.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, so I watched that and I just got instantly engaged. Like I remember, I was thinking about it for like weeks on end, and then I came home and obviously I was a little kid then, so I had like loads of toys everywhere. And I remember I had a wrestling ring, what probably my mum and dad got me for Christmas one year. And I didn't really acknowledge it at first, but then I proper started to like play with them.
Yeah.
Then I got all the figures. Then I go into WWE, and my first WWE storyline, what I remember, was the CM Punk one. When he was in Straight Edge Society.
Really great.
And then Rey Mysterio shaved his head.
Serena, that's it.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio shaved his head, and that was my first like storyline that I probably got involved in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that ever since then, it's kind of just
you've been hooked basically since you got into storylines, seen it live, playing with the toys. You don't really hear a lot of people saying it was the toys that kind of got them into it a little bit. Most people say video game or when it's watching TV. So it's nice.
Yeah. I literally just went to like a camp show, and I came on it. I think it was like a AAA trigger, and I think maybe a masked one, probably Rey Mysterio. But then I was just. Do
you still have the figures by any chance? It's probably unlikely, but I want to ask.
I do. No, I do.
Fair fucking play to you, mate. Fair fucking play. I used to chew all my
I know.
toys. Like the Hasbros.
I could.
I'm
Yeah.
now showing my age. So these are the Hasbros. So they either chew them
Yeah.
or they just have missing body parts.
I must still have maybe about fucking 3 boxes full. I could make a good £3 if I sold all them.
Mate, you can make your own like
You know?
wrestling figure fed. Like you could just
You know?
give Zack Ryder a message, Matt Cardona. That will fit someone.
Just all on me wall, yeah.
Oh man, I just wish I kept like I think it's more in box or at least in good condition because then you can sell
Yeah.
them on eBay. Like I'm not so much.
Oh, they're still not in good condition.
Oh
They're
right, yeah.
fucked. Yeah.
You know what you're gonna do after this, like this
Well,
podcast? It's just gonna be like
well,
Triple A's, ring
where's that wrestling
still.
ring?
Yeah, we've still got the ring. Right, okay, got my phone and theme songs. No, it actually sounds right. That's my Friday night sorted.
I know.
No, that's cool. That's cool, though, man. When did you know that you wanted to become a professional wrestler? When did like the light go off and be like, do you know what? I actually want to do this, or at least give it a go.
I actually can't remember specifically, although I know there was a long period from wanting to do it and actually doing it. Because I was quite young, so I must have still been about a young teenager at this point. And I remember looking at wrestling schools, and one of them was All Stars Wrestling School.
Yeah.
Across the water, and there was another school across the water, which we're not going to mention.
No, that's fine. That happens a lot, unfortunately. Yeah, that's
cool. Subject. No, but I remember like these 2 schools being like my closest ones at the time, and I was just proper. This probably could have gone on for like a year. Like I really wanted to do it, but like my mum and dad weren't sure.
Yeah.
And then Fighting Spirit opened, like a 20-minute drive from my house, with Zach Gibson and James Drake.
Well, they were the coaches.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
so I went there for like half a year, I think, like 6 months or so. I then sprained my ankle. Like it was quite bad. Like I ended up in like a cast.
Oh shit.
And then I was like, this was when I was about 14, 15. So then maybe I was like, maybe wrestling isn't really for me. So I took a few years off, and then I came back when I was, I want to say, 18, maybe. And then I've looked back since.
With the training, obviously you've recovered from the injury, out of the cast, and you kind of commit yourself more to it. You're older now as well, so a bit more wiser. And sort of you kind of know, okay, you submit the idea that you're going to do this. But with the initial training, how did you actually find that with the bumps, doing it on a regular basis, and sort of, getting your mind and your body used to this?
Yeah, so that's the thing. When I was 14, the bumps I was like more than happy to do. Like, I just bump all the time. James Drake actually said I reminded him of him at his age, because I just didn't give a fuck. I was just bumping left, right, and centre. But then looking back now, when I'm like you said, older and wiser, I was at my depth there. Like I was the youngest trainee there by a lot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
that being quite nervous and scary.
Yeah, obviously there was other things I was. Obviously there was other things I was bad at too. Like bumps, I was like fine with, but other things I like struggled with. And obviously I only realised that looking back on it. So I'm glad that happened. You know what I mean? Because it gave me a decent 6 months, but I'm equally glad that I came away from it for a while and had a little rethink. But yeah,
kind of a blessing in disguise then. But no, I get that, man. I get that, and also to be trained by I miss them, man. Just I know they're probably like making more money and whatever, but I just miss how they were, the Grizzled Young Vets, and Zach Gibson being allowed a microphone. I know with what's been rumoured and what we've seen and what's tweeted out and stuff, but fingers crossed we do get to see them back in their original ways, at least in the UK,
hopefully,
or in America when they'll get a treat there. But that'll be cool, man.
Yeah,
cool. I want to know about your debut. I really like asking this question because you get a lot of different answers, and sometimes they can actually be quite funny. Because obviously it's your debut, your first time ever in the ring in a wrestling match, not necessarily in the ring, but your official in-ring debut.
Yeah,
I want to know, how did it go? Did you have any family or friends there? And what was the result?
Okay, so my wrestling debut was in the main event of a show in a 6-sided ring.
What, in England? Jesus.
So it was John Cade used to do these charity events called Wrestling Sport,
Yeah.
and they was basically to raise money to help the Bridge Community Centre, which is a community centre not far from
Hmm.
my house. Um, who support like the vulnerable and all stuff like that.
Mm.
So yeah, he done like monthly shows there, and that's when I first started training. When I came back when I was 19, that's where I started training. So then I must have came back to training in the October, and I made my debut in December.
Hmm.
And once I've always been like a wrestling fan, and even before I wrestled, I was really into my photography. So
Yeah.
I photographed a few wrestling shows and stuff. So like quite a few people knew me and that. Um, so then once the word got out, that was like I was actually wrestling. Cause I didn't tell anyone. I told like my family and stuff,
Yeah.
like none of like my friends and stuff. Once word got out, it kind of just blew up. So this Bridge Community Centre is only small. It's probably it's not much. It's not much bigger than my living room, to be honest. Like it was just a small
Speaking of a
venue.
really big living room, by the way, any wrestlers that have been in Charlie's living room, please confirm this later
I
on.
don't have a big living room. This was just a really small room.
Okay.
Like even the ceiling was like probably the same height of my bedroom, to be honest. But it was really small, and so 80% of the people there was my friends and family.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, once they realised that, I
Hometown
kind of
advantage.
was just the last match. Um, yeah, in a six-sided ring against Liam Carr. So yeah, that was funny.
Do you feel
I,
that you was
I, I,
ready to be in the match? I know,
I was
like, it's
ready.
your first match and you had the hometown
Hmm.
advantage, so must give you a little bit of confidence. But in terms of an actual professional wrestler, do you feel you was ready to have the match at the end of the night in that position?
I've always said yes to this question, but truthfully
Hmm.
thinking, probably not. And I'm only saying probably not because I won't watch that match back.
Yeah,
Like now that I'm a few years later, at first I used to watch that match constantly, but now I can't remember the last time I watched that match.
just moved on. Yeah, no, I get that. I get
Yeah,
that.
I'm not sure whether I wasn't ready or whether I've just
Mm.
think I've
But you
improved
actually do
quite a
remain
bit.
positive
But
about it though, and I like that though.
yeah, like I was really proud of it, and
Hmm.
everyone enjoyed it.
Did
At
they
the
do any
time, I was
chance for
really
you, by
proud
the
of it.
way? Like your family and friends? Any chance for you?
Oh yeah,
What chance? Come
yeah.
on, tell me.
There's just that's the thing though. There was like everyone there. Not to sound like big headed, but like 80% of the people there was like my family. So like it would have been a bit weird if they weren't any chance. Even I would have been like the fuck. Like,
No, that's
but
that's
no,
that's
yeah,
no, I love that, man. I love that. So I want to go back to what we said at the beginning. Your moniker, the Lion King, the
yeah.
main event, and you coming out to the Lion King song. Um, just can't wait to be king. Great song, love Lion King. Anyone insults it, fuck off. Actually, no. To be honest, the live action one. This is me kind of being a film nerd. The live action
God,
Lion King didn't love it, but didn't hate it. It's just I thought it was a bit lazy and uninspired. The CGI
uh,
looks great sometimes, and it looks a bit. But okay, I'll shut up now about the film. But I want to know.
don't.
At the
Oh
same time,
God,
I want like a Little Mermaid to do really well. Not because I'm a big Little Mermaid fan. I don't
yeah,
remember. It's one of the films I watched as a kid. I don't remember anything about it except for part of your world. But I want it to do well, just to piss off the racists out there, because it got like
yeah,
people are thumbs down in the trailer, making horrendous comments online and social media. That gives
yeah.
you power, unfortunately. Everyone's got a voice. Some people just abuse that. I'm not saying I'm a saint. This morning, it's a clear example. But obviously, I wouldn't push my boundaries and wouldn't start
Yeah.
talking to people's races and color and religion or whatever. But Lion King itself, what did you actually think of the live action film? By the way, I want to ask you.
So I'm about to make some breaking news here. And this is a true story. I watched the live action film before I watched the cartoon one.
Fuck off.
I know.
And you use that song in your theme song.
I know. Ever since then, though, I've like just been in love with it, and obviously I've watched the cartoon one back.
I would hope so.
But
You're
the
using it in the
first time,
song.
yeah. The first time I ever watched Lion King was the live action one.
What did you think of the live action one? Then we'll get to the original then. But what did you think of the in your eyes, the first one?
So in my eyes, the first one was really good.
Yeah.
I had no comparison. You know what I mean? But I equally like them both.
I think the second one is one of the best films ever made, and that's a strong thing to say.
Yeah.
It was actually one of the first films I actually have ever had on pirate. I won't say who I received it from. A family member who I love. Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like 4 or 5 at the time. I didn't really know what the fuck that was, but I was able to enjoy it. And that's the main thing. But I think she got it from the pub. But yeah, tell me and tell all the listeners out there. I personally think it's great, by the way, that you do come out to this theme song. You've got it
Thank you.
But why? Is there a specific reason that you've kind of used it and incorporated it into your wrestling character?
Do you want to know the truth or a lie?
I was going to do a joke then, a lighting king, but that's just. Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Right, tell me the lie first, and then the truth.
Oh, so basically, I'm like 3/4 lion.
Sorry, sorry. Let's try it again. I do apologize.
Yeah. I'm like 3/4 lion. I was born in a jungle. Nah, I'm just a big Disney fan. Literally, I'm just a Disney fan. That's literally the truth. I remember the morning of my debut.
Yeah.
John Kane messaged me saying, "Oh yeah, what's your entrance music?" And I sent him like the version I wanted to use, and all I said was, "I'm a big Disney fan." And that's the truth. They're like,
"Mate, be proud.
Yeah,
this is fucking awesome."
I know.
And
I'm a big Disney fan. And my favorite one.
If you go on your social media, and I will direct to the lovely listeners out there to go on your social media, they're going to see clearly that you are a Disney fan. But I'll let you speak. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off then.
Yeah, no, don't worry. Yeah, I'm a big Disney fan, and my favorite animal is a lion. So I just kind of put 2 and 2 together, and Lion King is my favorite ideal film ever. To the point where is it here? So basically, I work in a cinema.
Mm-hmm.
This is a true story. I work in a cinema, and during your interview, they ask you what your favorite film is because they add it to
the name badge.
Your name badge. So only I will be able to get a badge with Charlie the Lion King on it. I know that's going to be reversed. But even when I'm in work, Charlie the Lion King.
I adore you, Charlie. I adore you.
Oh, yeah.
How many people come up to you, not necessarily young people, but like with a straight face, and they ask you, "Oh, you take the piss?" I personally don't give a shit what people think, and I think Lion King's awesome. But I don't live in your area, so I just want to know what people's initial reaction will be, what their first reaction is to that name badge.
Well, you get a lot of kids like look at you and so the Lion King, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's my favorite film because like everyone who works there also has their favorite film on their badge. It just so happens that mine fits perfectly.
No, that's cool. I like that. I didn't realize the origins would be that. I was expecting like I was just really bored, or like, the promoter against me. That happens quite a lot.
No, I'm just a big Disney fan.
Right, Disney app's awesome, by the way. I love it. I know like people boycotting it, and that's their own agenda. Fuck them. You're not gonna interrupt my viewing pleasures. So do what you want. But Disney app's awesome, man. Do you have it? I assume.
Disney Plus.
Yep.
Yeah.
My man, fist bump for that one. Just fist bump.
One day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be bored of being a human, so I'm just going to turn into a lion, and then like that's the last walk you'll ever see of me.
You must have seen the Tiger Man, like the person who's literally transformed himself into a tiger.
I'm so jealous.
Man,
his life just seems so nice.
Fucking hell, Charlie.
I'll just go around and just biting people and just get away with it.
You get a lot of bookers doing it. Imagine your promo card, mate. The photos be booming. People are like, whether they think you're weird or not, or are scared, they want to take photos with or at you.
I know,
mate. I mean,
even in wrestling, my only promo in the ring will be, "Oh, that's all I do." It'd be phenomenal.
I don't think the cinema's going to appreciate you being a lion though. Just like this, you like.
Oh well, I'll have to rethink that.
Such a random conversation. Oh, that's what I love about the podcast. It doesn't always have to be about wrestling. It's just always nice to switch off sometimes. But I will go
That
back to the
is.
wrestling because otherwise it's just going to get stranger and stranger. But I'm kind of part of me is actually up for
I've
that.
already identified on the line. How strange is this again?
Um, I identify as a terrible podcaster. So there's a tag team match that I watched and it's on YouTube. It's with yourself, Isaac North, and
Yes.
who you actually have fought against as well. I'll ask about that after, but I actually want to talk about the match itself and Paramount Pro Wrestling. I want to talk about it because one, it was a fun match. Crowd were fucking brilliant, and you won the
Yeah.
tag team belts. So talk me
Yeah.
through the match, going into it, how you felt after it, and with the fans' reaction and your opponents as well. Just tell
Yeah.
me all details.
So that is one of my favourite matches to date. Whenever someone asks me what's my favourite match, I either say that match or one of my matches with Dan Evans. But that match was so basically the entire storyline was I've always been babyface at Paramount.
Yeah.
And then Isaac manipulated me, like he messed with me head, like this is gonna sound weird, but like he kidnapped me, he beat me up, he tortured me for months on end. Then eventually when I came back, I was all like a
Massive
mini
lion.
long-haired Isaac North. Yeah.
He was, what's his name? He was Scar.
Scar. I was. Well, that's the thing. My entrance music was Be Prepared. When I'm heel, my entrance music is Be Prepared. It's, um, so then, yeah, that match happened. And I was heel for a few months.
Mhm.
A few months. And it's weird. This is like breaking kayfabe now a bit. But I like being heel so much. And like that match, I was only getting used to like only properly getting comfortable to being heel. Because I've been face, my whole career. It was just that small time of being heel. And I was getting so used to it. And then I remembered, shit, I'm turning back babyface like the next show. Because the whole thing was he was just messing with my mind, but then I ended up turning on him again. But yeah, that was I really like that time in wrestling because I got to be heel, and that doesn't happen a lot.
I'm going to
Um,
assume if someone does offer you the chance, I know we're kind of breaking kayfabe a little bit, but if you want to join the dark side again and the opportunity is there, you're going to take it, aren't you?
yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love being a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the fans, obviously, treat you like a king and stuff, but I don't know, there's something special about heel and you being able to do what you want to an
You can just
extent.
switch off, can't you? And just
Yeah.
what would normally do, like outside of like wrestling and whatever, you can get away with it in a wrestling ring. Well,
Yeah.
obviously, I'm not saying like you can just punch a kid, but you know
Well, you
what I mean.
say
Like,
that.
take a kid's hat off. You can shout in their
Yeah.
face and stuff. Within reason. Like you and the
Yeah.
adults as well. You can wind the audience up so much.
I know. I just spat charcoal at people as boss.
I'm a heel.
Yeah. But not that match. Yeah.
Mhm.
So me, Lewis, Ben, and Isaac met up like a week before to discuss what we wanted to do. And so this is really breaking kayfabe back now. But no, we done it because we wanted that match to be as good as
Your
it
old
possibly can
friends.
be. But it fooled me. I'm starting to think this wrestling thing's a bit fake,
You've all fooled me. 160 episodes in. What is going on, people? But no, it was a great match. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I watched it
Thank you.
this morning. I was supposed to be working, but it's half time anyway. But yeah, it was a really good match. I think one thing that did really stand out to me was the crowd. They were just up.
Yeah.
They really were.
Yeah.
And, a lot of
So
family
that-
shows, they get into it, but nowhere near as much as what they were doing with you guys.
Yeah. So that's what we call a Neverton crowd. And Neverton's a smallish place in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And we do monthly shows there. And the Neverton crowd are just something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's probably not PG enough to go into what I've seen in Neverton, but they're just
A bit crazy.
They're just off their heads.
But they love it though as well. That's the thing. They did like it.
Yeah.
They weren't enjoying it. They weren't acting like that because it was shit. They were acting like because they were invested in so much. They want to be part of the show. But they did keep their limits as well. No, so they knew their boundaries, and I really respected that.
Yeah. Yeah, really fun match. One of my favourites.
Nah,
And plus, we won the tag titles.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
all
Congratulations.
around good day.
Was that your first title in wrestling?
Nah, my first title was I actually had a title during lockdown. True story. I, I have like a 200-day reign, and I defended it once.
When
But
people
yeah,
moan about Roman Reigns,
we're smarter than harder, if you ask me.
actually, fair enough,
Um,
you're not wrong.
yeah, I literally won it like the show before the world
Hmm.
got shut down. And my first defense after lockdown, I lost it. But
Who'd you lose to?
yeah,
Out of
apart from that,
curiosity.
who did I lose to?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the wrestler called Vinny St. James, he's stopped now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, at the time, me and Vinny, um, yeah, we wrestled so much. Like we used to do like the outdoor carnival festival
Mm.
shows, and most of the time, me and Vinny would be putting the ring together. So we got very comfortable working with each other, and yeah, he hasn't done
Mm.
it for like I think a year now or so. But yeah, he was good fun.
No, it looks fun. I
But
see
yeah,
Chris Lappin, great friend of the show, and just a good person and a mate actually.
yeah,
He uploads like I think some of your matches have actually been uploaded from those
yeah.
shows, and he uploads a lot of wrestling shows, but those ones you've just mentioned in particular, you can go check them out. I'm gonna ask one last question. It's a fun question. It's my famous
Oh
question.
god,
3 dream dinner guests for your dream party. You're the host. You can ask anyone
dinner
you want to.
guest.
It can be about wrestling. It can be about anything. Um, you can be non-fiction, non-fictional. Lion King, if you want to do it. Disney, any characters. Maybe bring a little bit of the bubbly. That's another take, but there you go. But yeah,
Dinner guest.
bring anyone you want. 3 guests, and I want a reason as to why you want them there. Go.
This is the first time in 20 years I've ever been asked this. Um,
Did you just reveal your age?
yeah.
Fuck, I'm old.
Fuck, I'm young.
Weird conversation. I don't know. If anyone just imagine that someone just takes us that out of the fucking video, it's just like, oh my god. Yeah, see it later, lads. I'm done now.
It's fine. I feel old though, so it's all good. Oh, dinner guest. Out of anyone in the entire world.
Mm-hmm. Anyone, dead or alive, mate. You are the host.
Anyone.
Be your fucking neighbour if you want.
This is a tough question. Do you have any more questions so I can think?
I'll ask you one more question. I'll ask you another one on top of that.
Oh god, I need to think.
Whilst you are thinking of that, this question should be kind of straightforward, just because it's back to wrestling, and I've got an idea. You kind of know where you want to go. Is there anywhere outside of England, or even any promotions in England, and outside of England as well, that you kind of are eyeing up? Anywhere you'd like to go, see, visit, wrestle, that you think not just because of the wrestling, but just think the atmosphere, the area, whatever, just to explore your options. What places would you like to go to? If
So
you
I
say
would
Essex, I
love.
know it's a cheap plug. I know you're lying.
So I've heard down south is quite good. Nah, literally, I would love to go anywhere
Mm-hmm.
to wrestle. I know. Okay, Gina has just came back from America. I know we wrestled quite a lot over there. Yeah, literally anywhere they'll have me, I'd love to wrestle. I'm not fussy. I know this is very open, kiss assy, but like
No, it's
literally
fine.
anywhere.
It's an honest
Yeah,
answer, isn't it? At the end of the day, like,
yeah,
why just be like, let me just get my globe out.
yeah.
Uruguay?
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't really have an issue with anywhere. So
Yeah, no.
anywhere, yeah,
Just sort of anywhere, something new, but whatever. As long as you can
yeah.
wrestle and tick it off. Yeah, no, I get that. I get you. Hello there. I've got a special announcement for my next guest.
Hello, this is Speedball Mike Bailey, and I'll be appearing on the What Do You Call It podcast.
You heard. And that's my poor attempt at mixed martial arts again. Thank you. We just took a quick break then. We have one last question to ask my guest, Charlie Brennan, the Lion King. And that was 3 dream dinner guests. Before the break, he was a bit puzzled because sometimes I ask people at the end, some don't expect it, some do. My man Charlie didn't expect it. But now we've had the break, he's had time to think. Let's find out what his answers are. Like I said, dead or alive, past or present, fiction, non-fictional, neighbor, anyone. You're the host. Don't forget, they're going to be drinking a little bit of the bubbly. Yeah. But yeah, you're the host, my man.
Right.
Go for it.
So I'd invite Edge to the Rated R Superstar. He was, I don't know, I really wanted to be like him when I was younger, probably hence the hair. So yeah, I'd have Edge, plus I don't think he's really cool. Go on, okay, I'll have Mufasa. Right, I know everyone's going to be like laughing and be like, oh, what the fuck at that. But think about this, me and Edge sat at a dinner table. Across from us is a lion. Like, who the fuck wouldn't love that?
You guys would be the fucking dinner. You'd be his choices. If I asked him the fucking question.
Nah, we're best friends, aren't we? I'm friends with every line. And my third dinner guest. Probably just to stop any arguments, I'd probably just have to choose my girlfriend.
Oh, brownie points. Oh,
she's just going to be like, oh, why don't you
invite me to dinner?
I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
Mate. Oh, cheers, my missus. Yeah. To be fair, I do say you can pick anyone. Come on. but I actually do believe, unless I'm wrong, someone corrects me in the comments below or get in touch with me, you might be the first person to say their missus. I could be wrong, but I think you are. So fair play. And Mufasa. Edge, I think Edge has been said a few times, but no one said, hey.
My girlfriend's the Rated R Superstar. And a Lion King character.
Not lion. No, lion, not liar, because we made that joke earlier. I was going to do that joke, but it wasn't really that funny. And your missus. Yeah, someone's going to have a good week now because of that. But no, that's cool. If anyone wants to, might actually have to tag Casey Payne to make a thumbnail for this. But no, that's a cool selection for there. So, Charlie, it's been fun too. We've got to know a bit about you, your obsession with the Lion King and Disney.
It's not an obsession. I'm just a big fan.
She's got the fucking theme song. And I just can't wait to be
It's such a good song.
Yeah, mate, it's brilliant. I grew up in Lion King. Of course I'm going to know the words. But yeah, it's brilliant. So as we are now officially at the end of this podcast, I'm just going to ask you if there's anything you'd like to promote, anything you want to get off your chest. No love messages, because you already got the brand. But anything you want to promote, now is the time, because we're at the end and the platform is yours because you've been a good guest.
You
got a speech. Have you got a certain list?
I know it's written on my iPad. Yeah, hang on. Not really much. My Instagram, maybe. My Facebook page. I never use Twitter.
And where would they find you on your Instagram and Facebook?
Good question. I'm so bad with social media. Let me tell you what my Instagram is, because I don't know it. So my Instagram, simple. Charlie_Brennan02. You can't go wrong.
And that's where they can find you under that social like media tag. Yeah. They can find you on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah. Perfect. I will tag you on Twitter as well. I know you don't really use it too much, but you just give me a follow back.
I kind of use it just to know that people. Like, I'll never tweet anything, but
it helps my podcast, to be honest. Certain parts, to be honest, I think I kind of act like I don't really like it, but I think part of me does. Because sometimes I get bored and I see tweets that just piss me off and I just have to say something. And then sometimes I can't shut up sometimes. Like, I don't go out of my way to like piss people off or start fights or whatever, but sometimes I just like to speak and say what's on my mind. And I think that sometimes is the best mentality to have, within reason.
Yeah.
Some people do use it to just do hate speeches and stuff, but that's their own issue. But
sorry, I said I won't use Twitter.
Yeah. I'm not saying you on Twitter, am I? But no, it does help the podcast. I really can't deny that. It allows me to get in touch with wrestlers. But I find Instagram's actually a bit better now, and that's how we got on here. But I want to thank you for coming on. The Lion King's been a great.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, mate, honestly, thank you for coming on. It's been a real good chat. Genuinely laughed as well. Actually cracked up as well when we came back from the break, and I just fucked up the intros.
You best keep this in. That's the best part of.
Fuck no. Maybe we'll see. It's all about. I might just do like a footage of bloopers one day, but for now, it's gonna just stay between us, which is good. But I would highly recommend all the listeners out there to follow my man Charlie Brennan on his social media handles. If you can follow me on my social media handles in the description below, that'll be fantastic. Then you'll find out who I've got lined up next. Hopefully the interviews will be as good as this one. Well, I just constantly crack up. We just honestly talk about shit, but it makes good content. And
I can't remember when we actually spoke about wrestling.
beginning,
I remember
and
the
after that,
VGS, and then we identified
VGS,
another line.
as the knobs, as you call them.
Yeah.
They will be listening to this, by the way. I'm gonna dob you in. No, I love it. Yes, I can't. Yeah, I'm the middleman, but I love you too, though. But I'm so glad to have you on. So, and I love Resan as well. Just a great roster, great talent, and great crop of talent. And I recommend checking them out as well.
It's a boss group of people. That's all.
Yeah. That's the best way to put it. And my main man here has been part of it. So awesome. But for now, everyone, I hope you all have a great week, a great weekend, a great evening. Whenever you listen to this, just if you're going to be celebrating, drink it in, man. That's the last one of the references. If you have followed me on Twitter. If not, social media handle, description below. Do it. But take care, everyone. Peace.